Hi guys, my name is Matti Sulanto, I'm a photographer. In this video I'd like to share a few thoughts on fun in photography and the latest gear in photography and how do they complement each other, and is the latest technology necessary to have fun. I have two very specific reasons to talk about that today. The first reason is that I almost bought the brand new Nikon Z6 Mark III. But as you can see, I'm still shooting on my Z5 today. So I did not order the Z6 Mark III. I watched a couple of videos, or more than a couple, a few videos here on YouTube, and I concluded it's the best in class camera at the moment, and I wanted it. But fortunately, I did not jump right into it and hit the order button. I let the thought mature in my head a few days. And after that consideration period, I decided that I don't want the brand new Nikon Z6 Mark III because I thought it's not going to add much fun to my photo outings. And by the way, it looks like I'm not going to take many photos today because I forgot the memory card. And this is the second time this week I forget a memory card. And I'm not sure if I should be worried, because if you are a photographer, that's one of the things you should definitely remember. If you forget something else, it's not critical. But if you forget the memory card, it's pretty much the same as you forgot your camera almost. It's not a good sign, I would say. Anyway, another reason to bring out this topic, fun versus the latest camera tech in photography, in this video is a recent interview of Mr. Kazuto Yamaki. He's the CEO of Sigma, as you probably know. First, he expressed his concern about the current camera market. He said something like the camera manufacturers want to release excellent, super high-tech, latest technology cameras that are too expensive, and at the same time they forget the fun in photography and they ignore the relatively affordable beginner cameras. And he said that especially younger people who are moving up from their phone camera, they would appreciate a simple user interface, simple usability, and they do not care about the maximum dynamic range, maximum pixels, and maximum high tech. They just want cameras that are fun to use. I've been in photography for such a long time that it's very hard for me to imagine what a young under 30 person would want from a camera if it's their first camera and they are moving up from their phone camera. But I can certainly say that fun is important in photography. But then again, I think it's a little bit funny that we emphasize the fun so much these days. I think whatever pastime, recreational activity you are going to pursue, I think one of the main reasons to do that is that you are expecting to have some sort of fun. And I think if you're not having fun with the fundamentals of photography, regardless of the camera, you should be doing something else. I don't think any camera can bring you that fun if the photography fundamentals don't interest you. But what are those photography fundamentals then? Or why are you going out with your camera in the first place? I think it's all about experiencing the atmosphere, the location, interacting with people. It's about being able to see the light, the composition, and being able to hit the shutter at the right moment. And it's also about being able to see something that others can't. I think it's really rewarding to be able to see an interesting looking composition or framing in the middle of normal, mundane, everyday location or scenery. It's something that not everyone can do, and I don't think any latest camera technology or any latest camera model can help you with any of that. And regardless of the camera you have, whether it's the Nikon Z6 or Z5 or the Z6 Mark III or any other camera, you still have to know your camera through and through to be able to concentrate fully on your photography. If you have to keep thinking about your camera and camera settings and anything about your camera, it's all away from your photography, and the results are not as good as they could be if you knew your camera so well you never had to even think about your camera. I'm only pretending to shoot. I don't have a memory card in the camera, unfortunately, as I told you before. I said that you should be able to have fun with any camera or every camera, but certainly one camera is more fun than the other camera. But I don't think there is a universal formula for a fun camera. Everyone has their own preferences. At the moment, it's easy to think that retro is the same as fun because of the awesome success of the latest Fuji X100 camera, and also the Nikon ZF seems to be doing really well. But I don't think retro design is necessarily the same as fun. Retro cameras look pretty, but I think any camera can be fun, like the Nikon Z5, for example. Sometimes an older, simpler camera can even be more fun than the latest high-tech super uber camera, because once you master those simple features of an old camera, you kind of feel that you master the camera and not the other way around, because almost every time we get new, more advanced features in our cameras, we also get a more complicated camera. We get more options, more sub-menus and all that. And the side effect is more room for mistakes. Let me tell you one example. This could happen with any camera, but it happened with the Lumix S5 Mark II X camera. I was taking pictures of my daughter's dog, and I was trying out the animal recognition feature. And at first I thought, well, it's not much of a feature, it's very unreliable. And after a few shots, I realized that the feature was not even on. I thought I turned it on, but I had not turned it on. So that's one example what happens when you have too many features and too many options. I own quite a few cameras, and I think I'm always having fun with each and every one of them whenever I take them out. Currently, today, I'm having a lot of fun with the Z5 Nikon, or I would have if I had the memory card in the camera. I have to do something about that. I have to put a spare in my bag, or every bag, just to make sure I never forget that anymore. Anyway, yes, I'm having fun with all of my cameras, and I don't think I can name any specific camera that would be like super fun, but I'm gonna name a couple of cameras anyway. I think I always have a lot of fun with the Ricoh GR3. It's such a nice compact camera, and it's not the latest technology, not super fast autofocus or super fast anything, but it's just a fun camera. And another older super fun camera is the Lumix GX880. It's a tiny micro four thirds camera, not any kind of a super high tech, not super high image quality, and it's still a lot of fun every time I take it out. And also this Nikon Z5, like I said, it's a lot of fun, and I don't think the Z6 Mark III would add a lot of fun to my photo outings compared to this Z5. But of course the Z6 Mark III is a better camera, but I don't think in my case it would add that much fun. I'm not saying that you can't have fun with the latest and greatest cameras. Of course you can. But I think those cameras are more for those photographers who really have to perform. They have to get that shot. Commercial photographers, for example. But we recreational photographers, we don't have that pressure on us. We can just go out and enjoy. And sometimes when we get that perfect shot, it's joy, it's rewarding, and it's fun. But back to Mr. Yamaki and what he said about cameras. He said we need simpler cameras that are fun to use. And I totally agree. But what is a fun camera? I don't think, like I said earlier in this video, I don't think there is a universal formula for a fun camera. And your fun camera may not be my fun camera and vice versa. And also, what is a simple camera and how simple a camera can be for it to be still attractive to the customer? I think even though those younger people or anyone who's buying their first camera, they may not be interested in the maximum dynamic range, maximum number of pixels and all those things, but it's still the specifications also that sell a camera. And if the specifications seem too simple, too modest, the camera may not be interesting anymore. Okay, after recording the video, I reread the interview on DP Review. I'll put the link down below so you can check it out if you're interested. Mr. Yamaki did not actually talk about fun in photography, but he expressed his concern about the higher and higher prices and higher specifications, camera specifications that may not interest the customer. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I think we all can agree that fun is an essential part of photography, at least recreational photography. But what is a fun camera? What is a simple camera? And how simple a camera can be for it to be commercially successful so that people want to buy it and have fun with it? Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this little pondering. And if you did enjoy it a lot, please do consider buying me a cup of coffee. There's a link down below for that if you don't live in Finland. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one.